Today we are finally answering the question you guys have all had, or many people at least, which is, what do I think about hunting from a tree saddle? Alright, so as many of you know, I tried hunting from a tree saddle for the first time this year, and I've been getting tons of questions about it, people wondering what I think about it, will I continue using a saddle, what saddle did I use, what saddle am I going to use in the future, etc, etc, etc. I'm not going to answer every one of those questions today, but I will do this. I will give you a little lowdown of what I have used, and I want to give you just a high-level first impression, what I think about saddle hunting, why I thought that, and then how I envision using it throughout the rest of the year. So to kick things off, this is what I used on that hunt in Montana. This is the Arrow Hunter Kite saddle. Basically that's this waist harness that I wear around my waist, and then I used a platform called the Predator platform made by a company called Tethered. That's what you got right here. So that's what I used on that hunt. And at a very high level, I can tell you that I really liked it. I really liked using that saddle, and I can also tell you this. I envision using a saddle much more in the future. So here's what I liked about this saddle. And I want to take a step back, I guess, and say that because I only used the Arrow Hunter Kite so far, these first impressions are based on that. But I do think that a lot of this can be applied to most saddle hunting, the concept in general. And I will be trying other saddles in the future. In fact, I just got this new saddle yesterday. This is the Tethered Mantis. This seems like a really great option too, and I'll be testing it out probably in the next day or two. So expect reviews on this and the Kite in the future, at least getting into more details on each. But today this is just a high-level saddle hunting in general based on that first experience. So here's what I liked. The saddle is much easier and lighter weight to get in and out with. First and foremost, when I was going in to hunt this Montana property, I was hiking in over 1.5 miles to get to the spot. I was fording a river 4 times, going up and down. It was hot. I had a heavy backpack with all sorts of camera gear and stuff, but I didn't have to carry a tree stand. And that was a really, really nice thing for me. Even with a lightweight hang-on stand, you're still talking 11, 12, 13 pounds just for that. Cut that off your backpack, wear your saddle in, you basically have you've halved your backpack weight probably. It makes it a whole lot more comfortable, a whole lot quieter. You know, when you've got a tree stand attached to the back of your backpack, there's a chance for that to clank around. There's a chance for the buckles to clank around maybe. There's a chance for the tree stand, because it's pretty big and bulky, get snapping branches above you. All sorts of different things. I didn't have to worry about that at all because I basically wore my tree stand in right on my waist. Number 2, when you get to the tree, getting set up, much easier. Again, in the past, I'd put climbing sticks up there, and then I'd get to the top, then I'd pull up my tree stand with a rope, and I'd have to be fastened up there and trying to attach this tree stand to the tree, sometimes making noise. With the saddle, now I did still use climbing sticks, but once you get up there, you simply just attach the platform, which is very quick and easy, and it's very lightweight, it's like featherweight, and then clip into the rope above you, and you're set. So much faster, and much less of a chance to make noise. It's a lot quieter because you don't have this big tree stand with all these buckles swinging around. I really like that about it too. Now, another set of questions I had before using a saddle was, number 1, is it going to be comfortable? Number 2, what's it going to be like getting shots in this thing? And then number 3, what about filming from it? What about self-filming from a saddle? Is that going to be tough? When it comes to comfort, I was pleasantly surprised on the comfort side of things. I was a little concerned about that, but it proved to be pretty darn comfortable. On both of these saddle options, there's a lot of adjustment points. So you can adjust where the weight is in the saddle, if it's going to be on your waist, if it's going to be lower on your legs. You can adjust something called the bridge or the lead rope that comes down off the tree, so you can adjust if you want to lean far back off the tree or if you want to be tighter to the tree like that. There's a lot of ways to be versatile in how you sit and position yourself in the saddle system, which can make it pretty comfortable. And if you're uncomfortable one way, just move to the next. So from a comfort side of things, 2 thumbs up for me at least. This is where I will say that there could be some potential cons though, because I don't know how comfortable this would be for everyone. It worked for my body style and size and kind of fitness level, but I do have questions at least. Someone who's really, really big, this might not work. someone who maybe has some previous injuries or just soreness or anything like that, I could see this putting pressure on your legs or putting pressure on your core maybe. There's a certain amount of basic physical fitness or wellness that I think really will help in making this comfortable, that if you don't have, might make this not the best choice for you. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, as far as shots, I found it very versatile as far as how you can maneuver for shots. You can swing around the tree, you can position yourself in the tree in a whole lot of different ways to get shots in tons of different angles from almost all around the tree. And I think it does open up more shot opportunities than even being in a tree stand. I had a situation on day 3 of my Montana hunt. You guys saw it if you followed the vlogs, where this buck showed up right in front of me out of nowhere, and then he quickly moved behind the tree. In a tree stand, I don't think I would have been able to maneuver to get a shot when he was directly behind that tree. But in the saddle, I just slowly swung around to the other side, and if it weren't for a couple little branches in the way, I could have got a shot at him completely 180 degrees from where I was facing originally. Or if I was in a tree stand, I would have been facing originally. So I really like that. And then self-filming, I was worried about just what that might look like, getting the tree arm on there and being able to maneuver around it, but I had no issues at all. You can swing all the way around the arm, film any direction. It's almost easier. It's easier to film both sides of the tree because you're hanging behind the arm rather than being right next to the arm and not being able to get it around you. So that was a big plus for me. So the 3 areas of concern, comfort, shooting, and filming, not an issue at all. So that all said leaves me feeling that the saddle was a big win for me. I was convinced. I was very skeptical for a long number of years. I've been hearing John Eberhart talk about saddles forever, and never was ready to buy into it. But I'm very glad I did. I'm converted. And for all of my public land hunts, for all of my new property hunts when I don't have a preset stand, for all those days when I have to get to a new spot quickly on a morning hunt, maybe sneaking in there during the rut and I got to get into a new area, got to be mobile, this is going to be what I use. I do not see myself using a hang-on stand anymore. It's going to be saddles. So more to come on these specific saddles. I'll do some more videos about how I set up, different things like that. But for now, my first impressions are 2 thumbs